Hi, thanks for coming to our NDSA Levels presentation, virtual presentation. You had input, we listened. This is presented by the NDSA Levels Steering Group, which is chaired by Angela Becking and Jenny Mitchum, and also includes myself, Ann Hanlon, Carol Kussmann, and Nathan Tallman. And Carol will be joining me for today's presentation. So at DigiPres this year, the NDSA Levels of Digital Preservation Working Group members Nathan Tallman and myself, Ann Hanlon, presented on the state of the levels and solicited input from attendees on what needed attention. In particular, we were interested in feedback on the environmental impact of the levels and on how we can move away from a perception that level 4 is the ultimate goal. The levels were first introduced in 2013 and underwent its first major revision in 2019. 2024 is yet another revision year, though we're looking to keep those revisions minor in order to maintain a stable matrix for users. Attendees at our November session were eager to give input, and much of the discussion revolved around 4 main areas. First, in addition to the 4 levels, should there be another level, an onboarding or sub-1 level? And if so, what could that look like? Next, that level 4 is not necessarily the best level, and we need more discussion to make that clear. And as we've been discussing throughout the year, the environmental impact of the levels is a concern. Finally, we realized in these discussions that we need to do more to raise awareness for the existence of and importance of supplemental materials to the matrix. So that was a new discovery of these discussions. Level sub-1. How could we implement an onboarding level? It can be difficult for many institutions to get to level 1, and getting there should be recognized as significant progress. Would ideas, for example, like a peer-to-peer assessment of digital preservation status or having a buddy organization as you build your digital preservation program, be possible strategies? With regard to level 4, some attendees pointed out that when IT folks see the matrix, they assume level 4 is what's wanted, even if that's not the case. How can we better communicate the relative nature of all of the levels, especially level 4, to IT, administrative audiences, and to practitioners? So that's another thing for us to tackle this year and to discuss. Environmental impact. This overlaps with the overemphasis we've seen on achieving level 4 in some ways, but other feedback suggested that we find a way to communicate if and where there is a correlation between environmental impact and the level, and try to devise ways to indicate it. For example, a leaf or asterisk. 3 complete copies will have an environmental impact. Fixed city checks have an impact, etc. And where might impact not increase as much across the levels? Should there be a separate environmental cost matrix? Or on specific high impact activities, can we provide better guidance for how often we really need to do fixed city checks, for example? And there is apparently a separate NDSA working group looking at fixed city, hopefully to suggest some best practice. And supplemental materials. Some of the guidance that is being looked for already exists in the supplemental materials, but people aren't finding them. The assessment tool, for example, provides a way to document what components of the levels you have completed, started, or have not completed. Remember, you don't have to have everything completed to a level 4. It all depends on your situation and the materials in your care. But we would like to do a better job of highlighting those supplementary materials, not just the assessment tool, but the curatorial, decision maker, etc. So with regard to the supplementary materials, the digital curation decision guide makes it clear that level 4 is not always warranted, that it's a collection or series or other object level decision. The supplemental materials are linked to on the same page as the matrix. And finally, if you have questions or more input, please contact me, Ann Hanlon, or Carol Kussmann. You can also find the levels of digital preservation at our website. And we also have a feedback form if you'd like to give us more information about what you think we might be able to do in this levels revision year. And now we look forward to hearing more input and having a great discussion. Thanks.